But yeah, it's a fun show. It's one of those Korean shows that Netflix have picked up.
Oh shit, it's going to die.
Hmm?
It's going to die. It's on Netflix already. Shit. Rest in peace. Unless your name is, what is that? The Stranger Things or... What is that game called?
Squid Game?
I'd
say I think Squid Game is much like a lot of the other Korean things. I don't think that's a Netflix original. I think it's more that Netflix are the ones airing it in this country.
No, I'm saying those are the only two really popular things people talk about on Netflix. Before those shows, it was just The Office. The Office. Hey, have you seen The Office? Have you seen The Office? Have you seen The Office? It's the only thing on Netflix. The Office, The Office, The Office, The Office.
Incorrect. There's also She-Ra.
Fucking.
Which is a fucking great show.
First of all, She-Ra.
Yeah, She-Ra.
Why does that seem so familiar?
Because it's a remake of the 80s show.
Oh.
But they did something. They did something fun with it. Something that the original creators themselves said what they wanted to do, but at the time censorship made it so that they couldn't.
Yeah, I don't know. I gotta have to check it myself when I go to somebody's house with the Netflix. I thought the new He-Man was okay.
I've heard bad stuff about it because
I thought it was okay, but then when they changed it to a female character and it's called He-Man, I was like, wait, you're lying to people.
That's kind of the issue that people have had, is that it's all about this one character, which was the issue with the original series as well. So you could arguably say they're being they're being faithful to the original series by having the same fucking problem.
Nah, fuck that shit.
But yeah, I agree that... I mean, that sounds like a awful thing when it's all about one other character who isn't the main character. She-Ra didn't have that shit going on. It did have other characters, obviously, but it didn't... They didn't, like, hog the entire spotlight for no reason.
Yeah, that's like... Yeah, that's why I had a problem. I don't have a problem with different characters or whatever, but when you use another name, but then another person, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I get it with, like, say, the occasional episode that focuses on that person, but not when the whole series has now become, okay, it's not He-Man anymore, we're following the adventures of this character. And it's like, no! You know? So I totally get what you mean. It's like, you know, I watched He-Man because I wanted to watch He-Man. I didn't watch He-Man to watch somebody else.
Well, it would have been clever if they I was just thinking of something. That would have been neat if they called it He-Man. They got his character and then it becomes a female. They call it She-Man. No.
I mean, essentially that was the reason for creating She-Ra. Let's be honest. That was essentially the reason, was marketing. Making a female equivalent to He-Man.
Yeah, I know. If they didn't call it He-Man, then there would be no problem. They call it a different name, people wouldn't have an issue. I mean, I wouldn't even have an issue.
No, but like I said there, that's what the issue has been with the series, was that a lot of people were like, oh, you're not gonna go this way and focus on this character instead of He-Man, are you? Like the original did. And they were like, no, we're not gonna do that. And they did it, and it's like, why should I even trust you on anything? Which is kind of a shame, because I thought if the same team that handled She-Ra did He-Man, they probably would have done a brilliant job, because they did a great job with that show. Reinventing characters, but in a way that wasn't insulting to the original. You know?
Yeah, so it's evolving. It's making the show better.
Not to mention, in that show, Hordak is actually fairly intimidating and terrifying. Unlike, say, the version in the 80s one, who was basically just her version of Skeletor.
Also shows in the 80s. All I know is I don't nostalgia for those shows in the 80s. They're kind of weak, a lot of them, because they all run on the same formula of what the TV ratings wanted back then.
Yeah, that's pretty true, to be honest.
But I'm on it. Like I said, I watch those shit. I watch them, but I ain't I'm gonna say fuck off those shows. The fastest animation you ever see in those shows is in the intro, and then it goes to fucking slow ass shit.
Yeah.
Like, stop being nostalgia over Transformers. Yes, it's a neat idea, Gen 1. They looked good, but come on. That show that has a lot of weak moments. Be real.
Yeah,
Be real.
yeah. A lot of shows did, especially as, like with Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, they had it where they essentially released Hasbro essentially released the toys first, and then they had to make an episode around that. Could you imagine trying to do that? Like, here's a toy, now fit it into your show.
Yeah, that's how they had a lot of power back then.
Yeah.
I
mean, they were the
nowadays...
ones. They were the ones footing the bill. You know, no trouble there. But I'm saying, imagine having to do that. Say, like, you know, a person brings in a toy, and they're like, okay. Now you need to make a TV episode today with that character. And it's like... Because, you know, that is very last minute, isn't it?
Pretty sure there was a show back then that I can't remember that did it well.
I think it was... Arguably, you could say quite a few of them did, like Transformers and that. A lot of them did it quite well.
Good, I said well. I don't know if they're... Because back then, those shows... Like I said, they're like the good guys win. The TV show by the end, you don't want kids traumatized, so I'm pretty sure they have rules. Oh, this and that. You know what I mean? Like just basic shit. Oh, like God, they don't have no personalities. They're just like the good guys.
I somewhat
disagree
in that you can't have the kids traumatized stuff, because I believe it was Don Bluth who said you could show a kid basically anything as long as it has a good story. No.
TV stations back then, if you see TV shows, I would disagree, because a lot of them don't have arcs like they do nowadays.
Oh no. But I'm saying
nowadays they're more advanced, the storyline, and they allow more things.
Yeah. But this is something that Don Bluth said, the guy who was behind, you know, Land Before Time. With that really depressing thing with where Littlefoot loses his mother.
I don't know, that's movie land. TV land is different.
Well, he meant that in both TV land and movie land, but of course, not everybody agreed with him. Of course, a lot of television execs didn't. They just kept the silly idea of you can't show kids anything because you'll smash their fragile little minds.
But that's true. A lot of TV shows, especially back then, with behind the scenes, they say it now.
Yeah.
I like Beast Wars. Beast Wars, they like, I love Beast Wars, but like they said, the creators, Rainmakers, whoever, they said it. They said they were able to use guns in their show because it was already pre-established. If it wasn't, then the network wouldn't allow it, because networks don't want guns.
That was kind of the that was the kind of problem with Megatron's original thing, was that he transformed into a gun. But then, because of issues, you know, in regards to selling toys that look like firearms, they had to make it into like a laser gun or something. But I think even then they faced some issue.
Faced a lot of issues back then. They probably like it better now.
Yeah, I mean, things aren't that much better now, but in some cases they are. Depends who's doing what, you know? Who's that? I know there's a doorway that went... Yeah, it's like a lot of the original creators said how much they enjoyed that She-Ra show, because they said originally they had made She-Ra as a show for, and I quote, girls who want to be boys.
Yep, because back then it was rare, because girls were just damsels in distress.
Yeah. So they couldn't get away with with what they can in the show on Netflix, you know? They couldn't get away with it. Hell, some modern TV shows are like that. I just like going around punching the shit out of these ghosts now.
Surprised you knew about Reboot. That's my show right there.
You know, I've not actually watched the... I need to get back and watching Reboot, because I used to watch it as a kid, but I don't think I ever actually remember much of it, to be honest. But I really should get back to watching that.
They have the entire season free on YouTube.
Alright, nice. I mean, I prefer to start with season 1, but yeah.
Not them, but you know, somebody uploaded on their account, so I've been watching it.
I believe they did remake Reboot on Netflix as well, but I think it's another one of those. Another one of those.
Stop talking! Stop talking, please. Don't remind me. Nobody wants to remember.
As I was about to say, it's another one of those ones that.
Things go to die.
I've heard not good things from it.
I will repeat, always. I will always stand by my logic that things go to die at Netflix.
Again, I disagree in some aspects, but I also completely understand in others.
Because the higher percentage, I go with the higher percentage. I'll say like things adaptations. I think 75% to 80 go to die. It's not a high percentage, in my view. Seen it already. I've seen it already happen. It's reality. Fuck that. Stop adapting my anime. Stop adapting my video game, please. Please.
I think it is possible to do good at that adaptation. It just depends on the person behind it, you know?
I'm waiting. I'm like, you know what? Who's gonna do it? Who's gonna break the barrier? Is it gonna...
I'd say I really liked the Castlevania series. That was a good one.
Yeah, well, that's like what, 10% in my book.
Let's see. It's got 3 seasons. If we put, but now we're going into massive maths. I get what you mean though. It's certainly not the majority of good things. I'm not saying it is at all. I'm not saying it is the majority, but I am saying that they have done some good stuff. That should be fun.
Percentage of losing. Like sports. I know this guy can't hit a 3-pointer, and for the whole couple of years, his percentage has been like 25%, and 40% is the average. Yeah, I'm not freaking putting you in. Nope, I don't want you. Get off my team. I don't trust you. Get out of here. Just like Netflix, the percentage is not that great. Don't take my shit.
It makes me wonder about, because I mean, Amazon Prime have a lot of bad stuff on there as well.
Avatar is gonna be the next to die. The Last Airbender. That's the next one they're trying to do. I know that one's in production. Doesn't have the original creators because Netflix fucked up and they left. And then they announced that at some Comic-Con, I guess, recently, that they're gonna make a Avatar movie where it shows the children grown up, you know, like Aang alive, grown up. I'm like, yeah, woo! They left Netflix just to create a better shit. Everything's right.
So, like, sometime before Legend of Korra, then?
Correct. Something like that.
That could be interesting, because Legend of Korra was, as I've heard, disappointing in some areas.
Well, remember, it's nostalgia too, as well. There are things Korra did better, but
Oh yeah, yeah.
if I was to judge it as a TV series, I do think it's still weaker. But
Yes.
that only makes sense because it makes sense to me because when it comes to serious issues on Nickelodeon, they're gonna hold you to a point. Like, you can only do things so far. So when you're adults,
Yeah, because
things are not the same as when you're children, because children can only see at a certain view. Well, once you're an adult and dealing with bigger things, you need to delve into the thing much more seriously. And Nickelodeon
I was going to say,
will
one
not,
of the
you know,
things that
they won't allow
Nickelodeon
that.
hated was, of course, Korra being bi, and they didn't want her to be bi. So they had to fight tooth and nail for that with Nickelodeon. They said no, so they just did it as the final episode as a kind of fuck you to Nickelodeon.
Thought Nickelodeon approved of it.
No, they didn't approve of it. It was just like, you have to make the last episode, and you would check it. It's like just killing things with my fists like that.
Are you fucking kidding me?
I know, am I?
No.
Why? What's been mentioned now?
One mention what? No, I'm playing Red Dead Redemption 2.
Playing what, sorry?
Red Dead Redemption 2.
Alright, still need to get that at some point. But it can wait.
Mention what? Oh no, I'm ready to clap. I keep that chat alive. I keep chats alive. Oh, no, the whole chat that happened. I thought it was funny.
The whole chat, what happened?
The chat, you know what chat. It's happening here.
I was gonna say, all I see is game in the chat.
You scroll up, that chat is not really live. Yo, why the freak is my horse following me?
I don't know, why is your horse following you? Isn't
I'm
that what they're
driving
meant
the
to
train
do?
right now. I'm driving the train, it's following. What if it freaking dies? Then I gotta get another freaking horse. Get away! So loyal, I get it, but get your ass away from the train because you're permanently dead if you die.
But
get
it
another
loves
freaking
you!
horse.
I mean, as much as I like horses, they are, like any other animal, not that smart.
I love Reboot. Reboot is one of the greatest kids shows you'll ever watch. It has a story arc. Oh wow, only because they weren't under CVS anymore. Not CVS. Wow, CBS. So I'm happy. That's when the show got better.